anyways, Venom's in the show. That's what I'm trying to say. Venom's everywhere. Venom is not Man Spider. Y'all are losing it. It's Venom. Everything from the black. I saw black stuff on his arms in the trailer, and the black stuff in his eyes. Y'all talking about, oh man, extra. I saw this one video. Says it's gonna be extra arms. I'm like, in this scene right here, I'm like, no. If anything, organic webbing is something that Venom has allowed before in the comics before too. It's just Venom is everywhere. He's Miles Morales. An Ultimate Spider-Man, which we're watching. He takes over Harry within like half the season. And I know he comes back. 'Cause I've seen the episodes where like him and Miles fight. When they eventually introduce Miles in Ultimate Spider-Man. And Spider-Man 2, the video game, which is like I said, it's so weird they put it on the Sony PlayStation, but it's like you want coverage, you get all the coverage. Anyways, that whole game's premise is Venom. The end of you see the black hand? Look at that. His hand was black. Like what is people is it Spider-Man? I think he's either being grabbed by the webbing or the Venom hand. I think that's what it is. That's the Venom thread shredding, whatever. The whole premise of the Spider-Man 2 game, Venom. At the end of the show, Neighborhood Spider-Man, the start of the show is Venom, and it ends with Venom. It's like a start and it ends with Venom type thing. Venom's everywhere. Venom's at the end of No Way Home. At the end of it ends with the Venom piece showing up there. That's I'm like, how is everyone coming up with everything else? Everything else but Venom. Like it's the scene with Eddie Brock in the bar. It's like it's Venom. What are we doing? Why do we want to make it Man Spider? Who wants to see that? I don't want to see Tom Holland with 8 arms. But Tom Holland angry and upset and sad when Venom gets you the lowest? Yeah. And then the new tie is that Miles Morales has the power to stop Venom. Like I'm doing before Venom was fire and sound. Now they done added electricity. You know why? Miles. Duh. They're like a trinity to me. You have to have wherever there's a Peter, it used to be there has to be a Peter and a Venom. Now I feel like there has to be a Peter, Venom, and another Spider. It don't have to necessarily be Miles. It can be Ghost Spider. But yeah. And then Venom's got to be like, hey, you know what I mean? I want Peter, but the only thing that can stop Venom Peter is another Spider, man. Not just sound waves or Doc. So yeah, it's a tangent on what the original video was supposed to be about. So I guess I gotta cut around it. But yeah, it's Venom. What are we doing? Like I said, I literally did think about. I'm like this after we finished up Neighborhood Spider-Man. Like I said, ended. It's like that's the 4th thing that has Venom in it. He's the big villain, and we have to see him in the MCU more than X-Men. That's the other thing that I was having that conversation is like I was thinking about that is that X-Men is a very integral part of Doomsday apparently, and everyone's saying that this movie, or the reports were saying this movie is it's a Spider-Man separate movie, which means it has nothing to do with the rest of the MCU in that capacity as far as Doomsday. And I'm thinking if they introduce Jean Grey in a large capacity, not saying she's not in this movie, but in a large capacity, like being a villain or whatever, I think that would then because she's a big mutant. She's one of the biggest X-Men, you know what I mean, of the franchise. So it's like I think that would take away from what they're saying of no, this movie don't have nothing to do with it because it's like that would completely contradict. Not saying that people can't throw us off and do that. It's just I truly believe that she's in the movie, but it's a minor role. So I think the mind control person who's in control is the leader, who just shows up for one episode. But I think it shows more meta-human activity is more the issue, more than the X-Men, right? And like I said, it ties why the Hulk is in the movie as well, because that's his villain. There's gonna be some mind control scenes, and Jean Grey helps out when the Hulk is about to lose it. So I've seen some storylines like that, and I think that's more probable than Jean Grey being the villain and all this. The villain is the Hand, the Punisher, who will sub villain. He's more of an anti-hero, and then Venom. Actually, I gotta look at this video.
So
Not the
Venom
video,
might be.
but just the commentary. No. Oh, also the scene. I was looking at one of the comics from the when Peter gets the symbiote and he goes to the Fantastic Four to get help to, I guess, figure out what it is, and it's like the scanning scene where he's getting scanned. It's the exact type of, I guess, scan scene of when Dr. Banner's supposedly scanning him. And like even in that scene, I'm like, it's black stuff all up inside his body. What man spot? No, it's Venom. I don't even have to watch this dude's video to know. So he's talking about the eyes, Venom activity. What else? What is this? I don't think I'll make it look this stupid. I hope not.
Because that brings me into the next reason, number 2, is that Venom is actually what the fans want. And this is
correct. That's what we want. We don't want nothing else. Don't give us nothing else. I don't want no man spider. That's so gross.
one of the main focuses of the new X-Men team that's coming after Secret Wars. I don't think anybody thought that that's what they were going to do. I think this was a Kevin Feige decision, though. I think Kevin Feige said, hey, yeah, Spider-Man Brand New Day, we're actually going to use that to start teasing the future of the MCU. We are setting up the X-Men in this movie because the X-Men movie is coming after Secret Wars, which is only 2 movies away after Spider-Man Brand New Day. So that's pretty big. And it's coming not too long after Spider-Man Brand New Day. So it makes sense that that would be change that Peter is going through. Well, bonding with the symbiote does change your DNA. And that movie, and I'm not saying that other things can't affect Peter as well, is that the trailer does seemingly hint at this depending on how you view it, right? So he gets black eyes in one scene, right? Yeah, that makes sense. That would be the Venom symbiote. It could be because of that combined with him kind of covering his ears in the scene where a drop of water lands.
Thank you.
And like his senses go crazy.
People said that's the man spider stuff. I was like, what are we, bro? Venom's the only one who the sound bothers him. Like, what are we talking about? This black hand right here. What? It's clearly a Disney. Part of me is like, oh, this is lightning different. And part of me is like, no, it looks symbiote. All right. What are we doing? This guy's on what I'm on.
Right.
Late.
It's kind of coming out just a little bit there. That combined with him kind of covering his ears in the scene where a drop of water lands and like his senses go crazy. Originally, I thought, yeah, you know what? He's going through this metamorphosis, so it's kind of messing with his abilities. So it's kind of messing with his hearing.
Here we go.
It makes sense that that symbiote would go find Peter Parker /
He literally, ooh, Peter, I want that guy.
Spider-Man, because that is what it just saw while being attached to Eddie Brock in the Sony universe. Then they went over, a part of it was left. Eddie Brock and most of Venom went back. So the symbiote going to seek out Peter Parker, that does make sense considering what it just saw. So that lines up as well. And then the 5th one, this is, some fans might not like this. It's kind of a 2-parter as well, though, is the setup for Secret Wars. Unfortunately, the setup for Secret Wars might mean Peter dies at the end of the film. This is something that we've heard, we've heard rumblings about. A lot of people theorize that Peter could die.
Yeah, people were talking about it, and I had to explain this to my wife about like the various ways that Peter Parker's died, but then still gets resurrected or come back, or Doc Ock mind control, or just a new Spider-Man. But there's always a Spider-Man in the Marvel. Just because we might not see this one, that's kind of my point. It's like, okay, so this might be the end of Tom Holland's run. They're going to introduce a new Spider-Man then, because he's integral in the MCU. It's like, oh, Even if it's a different one, like say, even if it's a ghost spider or a cool spider with a venom stinger that goes invisible and also has a black suit, but his black suit isn't, a symbiote. Just a design choice. That's awesome. Think about it. Yeah. You're late, buddy. I've been saying all this stuff. Continue.
It's not confirmed, obviously, at this point in time, but a recent plot leak did tell us that Peter actually does end up dying at the end of the film. And this might actually explain why Peter Parker is not there in Avengers Doomsday. I think it happens at the same time as Spidey, and then setting up in the comments down below. Do you think Venom is in the movie, and do you think it's the thing that is changing Peter Parker's DNA?
Duh. Man, it's evolving. That was a tangent I really didn't mean to go on. I just wanted to see if this thing was at 1 billion. I don't see it though. I'm thoroughly confused on where the trailer. I thought it did reach 1 billion. They're just saying collectively somewhere. Usually you see a B, it says a B. Spider New York looks cool too, by the way. This is the video that made me think about it today where I'm just like, yeah. They talking about the organic web so strong. Ooh. I'm like, or the venom threading is so strong. I'd be pissed if I do all this and this is like they really do some man spiders. I'll walk out that theater. I will walk out. Like I don't even know how the movie ended because they did some BS. That would be hilarious. Okay. Now I feel bad. I gotta continue this. Anyways. Yeah, time marker. 28.
Change. A few months after